Hi folks, Gary Bunza here, the RV Doctor. I've got a letter here from Doug Hinman from Lebanon, Oregon, and he writes, Dear Gary, you've written that the Norcold refrigerator won't light on propane when the RV is camped at 7,000 feet. The manual states that the Norcold brand might experience a problem with gas not lighting above 5,000 feet altitude. I have this problem when I camp in Colorado, which most of the state is above 5,000 feet. Here's the crux of his question. Is there a way to correct this by adjusting something while above 5,000 feet? It seems like the other brands of refrigerators don't have this problem. Well, Doug, you're absolutely correct. The LP function of any absorption refrigerator basically relies on the amount of input gas, which is limited by the orifice size of that refrigerator, and it's pre-mixed with the air to form the proper combustion capabilities for that particular burner. In other words, that refrigerator has to have a hot enough flame in order to make cold. Now, I know that sounds strange, but with absorption refrigerators, that's basically what happens. So what we're changing at higher altitudes is not the amount of incoming gas, but the lack of the fresh air to mix with that gas for proper and complete combustion. So the fact that we have an overly rich mixture, meaning more LP than what we need compared to the amount of air that we need, there's really no adjustments, unfortunately, on modern refrigerators. Years ago, with some of the now obsolete brands of refrigerators, we could adjust the burner input as far as the pre-mixing of the air and the LP before it's burned at the burner. But on today's, the only way we can do that is to actually change the orifice size. Now, if you'd like, you could probably contact Norcold to see if there is a smaller orifice size that might work better on your particular model refrigerator. You didn't mention which model Norcold you have, but perhaps Norcold can give you some guidance if they might have a smaller orifice for that burner for your particular model that might work better at higher altitudes. And then it would be a matter of just switching the orifices, which is just basically a threaded fitting in most cases, in most of the brands, that you could just swap it out when you do go to Colorado and stay above 5,000 feet. The other thing that I want to make sure you're aware of is that the LP fuel itself is delivered to the appliances through the LP regulator down at the LP container. Depending on what type of an RV you have, you might have ASME tanks, a tank located down below the chassis, or if you have a towable RV, you might have the twin DOT cylinders. There's a regulator that controls the pressure at which that LP is delivered to each of the four burning LP appliances, and that pressure must be set properly at least once or twice a year. The unit of measurement we use in the shop is 11 inches of water column pressure in order to fulfill the fuel requirements for those appliances. So the bottom line is, make sure your pressure is set correctly. Too low a pressure, too high a pressure can give you individual problems. But to answer directly your question, there's really not a whole lot you can do unless Norcold can offer some type of a smaller orifice that might work in that particular appliance.